when someone chooses, or let's say when the path chooses someone, or a sheikh has someone, and someone's seeking out a sheikh, perhaps, how is murid protected from spiritual abuse in case it is a false sheikh?
So when the disciple chooses when the disciple chooses the sheikh, how they are protected from the abuse of the sheikh if the sheikh is an imposter?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, and yeah, like, because if you're going to trust the sheikh, you know, you're opening yourself to that. But if you're trying to protect yourself, you don't open to the sheikh. So how do you?
The response is to ma'rifah, is to realize true knowledge of the truth. What is the most important thing in life is to realize, or like to know Allah, or like have realized knowledge of the truth. Everyone is looking for the truth. In reality, everyone is looking for God. But the ways that we choose for ourselves to find God are different. Someone looks at God through their desires. Some look for God through their whims. Some look for God through the intellect. Some look for God through following others, imitation. Some look for God through the Spirit. That's why we have so many differences in terms of religions, philosophies, ways to go to God that contradict each other. In reality, the truth, the essential reality of existence, of being, is one. There is only one true reality for existence. In reality, everyone is a monotheist. Every human being on earth believes in God in a way. But the problem of humans is that is the way for them to go to God. They don't know how to find this God that they're looking for. If they were, some will delimit God to creation, to a cow, for instance, to an animal, to a building, to a stone, to an idea, to something. But because of their limitation, that's the most they could realize from the truth, is that which their mind have delimited. And on the other side, the sheikh, the master, is supposed for you to find the truth as it is, the truth which is to find God through true knowledge and experience of the one truth without any delimitation. How do you do that? How do you find this master that's essential in the path for you to find the essential truth of being? By going back to God, by asking God to guide you towards the master that will take you on the path. If you were a saint, then you would know a saint. You are not a saint. You cannot define who is a saint, who is a wali. It's only the wali who knows the wali. It's only the saint who knows the saint. It's only the prophet who knows the prophet. It's only the messenger who knows the messenger. So it's not your role to decide who is a saint and who is not a saint, who is a wali and who is not a wali. It is for you to go back to the Lord of the saint and seek a response from God, whether someone is a master on the path or not. I give you the example of a teacher, for instance. Let's say you are a student. Would you be able to categorize if a professor is better than another one based on your limited experience? No. It's only a professor who's able to know if one of their colleague is good or bad, because they are the specialists in their field. The only thing that you know and only thing that you can distinguish and recognize is that you are unable to recognize who is high in the path of realization and who is low in the path of realization due to your veiled nature. But since you are a Muslim, in Islam we have a practice to go back to God, and that's called the prayer of consultation, istikhara. It is to go back to the true, the haq, the God, and ask God to guide you towards the response. The problem with us today is that we don't believe in this anymore. We don't believe that God is able to show us the path if we go back sincerely to Him. I don't see, Sheikh says, I don't see Muslims practicing the prayer of consultation anymore. Everyone is deciding through their intellect, through reason, their future. But this is in contradiction with the teachings that have been transmitted to us in Islam. Even Abraham, as one of the greatest prophets of God, he asked God, as it is in the Quran, show me how you revive the dead. In the Quran, the response that comes from God is, have you not believed yet? Abraham says, no, I have believed, but it's only for my heart to be at peace. So even Abraham himself, who was a prophet and messenger of God, asked a sign from God so that their heart is pleased. So who are we as very faulty Muslims not seeking this sign from God? It is reported in the tradition that the Prophet ﷺ, Prophet Muhammad, used to teach the prayer of consultation in the same way he used to teach the 5 daily prayers. It is also reported that the mother of the believers, Ummuna Aisha, peace be upon her, the wife of the Prophet, used to say that we used to do the prayer of consultation even for the most insignificant decision. So if these great examples, if these really high spiritual beings still go back for the smallest decision to God, looking for a sign from Him through a dream, through a vision, then who are we to not do this? We're nothing compared to those people. So we should be the ones doing this. In reality, the person who asks this kind of question, how to differentiate someone, if someone is good or bad, are people who have, I'm sorry to say this, have no connection with God. Because the person who has true connection with God, they in themselves know that if they ask a question to God, they will receive an answer immediately. The person who has a connection with the truth know that if they ask God, they will give them a response on the spot. You want to ask how does the disciple measure the Sheikh, or like what kind of balance should the disciple put the Sheikh in? In reality, the disciple cannot judge the Sheikh. But here we are not talking about any Sheikh. We are talking about the true wali. Maybe this response, you would not like this response, but I can give you proof from a rational proof for this. I can give you proof from the Quran, from the Sunnah, from common sense. Here again, we're talking about the true wali. We're not talking about imposters. Allah says in the Quran, Allah is the wali of those who believed. He takes them out from the darknesses into the light. So here we have in this verse of the Quran, in which the function of the wali is described, we have 2 things. The first thing is that we recognize that those who are at the station of wayfaring with the wali must be at the station of iman. of belief, not at the station of Islam. And here this verse gives us the function of the wali. The wali is the person who's able to take you away from the darknesses into witnessing the light. Here we also recognize that the believer in reality is in a state of darkness, because it is said he takes them out from the darknesses into the light. Believers are in darknesses. They only have belief that is maybe inherited. They believe in the unseen through inherited beliefs, through maybe reason, through the intellect, through reading about the hidden truths, but they have not still actualized that belief through going out from the darknesses of the delimited physical realm into the absoluteness and non-delimitation of the spiritual world. So what is the sign of the wali, of the saint? What is the proof of the wali? Is to show you the light of God, is to make you witness the light of God in an actual sense, not in a metaphorical sense. Someone who is able to show you the light of God, that you witness it, then that person is a wali, and that's the function of the wali. If you find someone who's able to do that for you, then the contract is sealed. You have found a wali. If you follow someone and you don't see the light of God, then there must be a problem based on the verse of the Quran, either on the follower or on the followed. Meaning either on the master or the student. It's either that the master is an imposter, is claiming a station that he's not in, he's unable to unveil the spiritual realm to others, or the student is a student who's not yet at the station of Iman. They basically have not true belief, or they are bad students. Why do we have to put the fault on either of the two? Because I can give you an example. Let's take the example of school. Sometimes you have a good teacher, but then you have a bad student. Even if the teacher is the best teacher in the world, the student does not want to do the work, is not invested, does not have faith in the professor or the teacher, then there is no transmission here. There is no knowledge to be gained. On the other hand, there could be like a student who's seeking knowledge, who wants to know, who wants to be a good student at school, but in realities there is no resources, there is no good teachers around. There's only like imposters that are just making money let's say out of students. Therefore, going back to our discussion, then the wali, the saint, proof is the light of God. And when we talk about the light of God, we're not talking again about a metaphorical thing. We're not talking about something that is imagined. It's actually an actual light, as if you are seeing this light, this accidental physical light above. Do you see this light? Yes, that's how the light of God is in the spiritual realm. In our daily life, in our physical life, the light is essential for us. The light is that which reveals for us the things that are around us. It is that which reveals that which is concealed. Without light, we cannot go about our lives. It's essential. It is essential to have a good life, to have light. In the same way, for you to have a good spiritual life and to recognize your station of spirituality and to wayfare back to the essential truth, you need a beacon of light on the way for you to take you back there and to unveil for you that which is hidden from yourself. But most of us are just pleased with being with the physical light, and we accept our spiritual state, and we do not want to actualize our being in the spiritual realm and the spiritual sense. In the Quran, it is said again, أَوَ مَنْ كَانَ مَيْتًا, and tell them about the one who was dead, and then we give him life, and through that life they walk through the people. We give him light, and then they walk with this light through the people. I'm paraphrasing. So the person before the light, they're dead. Without the spiritual light, you are dead spiritually. You do not have any spiritual life. You're just a body. And this light, it is also described very well in the Islamic primary sources. And we will try to describe it for you. When I described and exemplified the light as being a lamp, an actual lamp, this is not me just making up something. This is found in the verse of light in the Quran, in which God says, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The exemplification of his light is like a niche within which is a lamp, the lamp encapsulated by a glass, the glass as if it were a pearly shining star. This is not my description. This is the God's description in the Quran. And when God has given us this exemplification, is not for us to just read it and pass through it without reflecting it or accepting it as it is. And for those who think that this is something impossible, they need to understand that this exemplification is not the exemplification of Allah. It is the exemplification of the attribute of light. That's one of the attributes and names of God. It's not God himself. It's the exemplification of the attribute. So how does the attribute of light is exemplified by is revealed through the first example is the mishkat. It is the niche. What is a niche? A niche is like a hole in a wall. Imagine a hole in a wall. From one side it is open, from the other side it is closed. And then here we have a lamp within this niche. Why do we need a lamp within a closed niche? Because that way the lamp will illuminate better. If we open the other side, then the light won't be as resplendent as when we put it in an enclosed niche. And if you open it maybe from the other side, there will be wind, and then the light will just fade. And this lamp is placed within a glass, and this glass, the form of this glass, as it is like a pearly shining star, which is like a luminous bulb. Like imagine like a bulb of light, like a ball in a ball form within like a cave. So when God has given us this exemplification of the light of the heavens and the earth, then it's not for us to just stay still, but to look for this exemplification and to find it. I have already told you that without the physical accidental light, we cannot recognize the things around us, and we cannot have a life. We cannot see that which is physical. If you were just a materialistic person, then you only see that which is physical. But if God places light within your heart, then you will see that which is from the realm of the spirit, that which is veiled from your physical eyes. So this heart of yours is your niche, and when God kindle His light like a lamp with enclosed within a glass, as if it were a shining star in your heart, then you'll be able to see what others are not able to see, because that light, like the accidental light, will reveal for you the hidden realm that's dark, because you don't have a light for you to see this veiled realm. And that's why people like Ghazali, after their Sufi experience, when they realized the light of God and they witnessed the truths, they've written a book called like The Niche of Lights. He has not chosen this title by accident. He went through a crisis. He found a Sheikh. He went through the path of illumination. He witnessed the light of God. He ascended to the realms of truths, and then from there he witnessed that which was veiled from him, and he wrote these books. So let's talk about the glass. The glass is when you have a glass in your heart, is that if you have something that unveils the light, that manifests the light in your heart, in your niche, the niche that's within you. It is like if a power, an energy comes, and the glass is that which translate this energy into rays that unveil for you the spiritual things, or like the things that are hidden from that were hidden from you. So how does the light manifest to you? Is by placing a lamp that will be encapsulated within a glass that will reveal it in your yourself, and then you will see that which is veiled from you. That's why in the Quran it says, as for the one who was dead, and we give them light, and through this light they walk through the people. Before that, your heart was dark. You did not have a light to see what's in it. You did not have the mean to find what's concealed from you. But when the light is placed within it, and when this example, these four exemplifications are actualized in your heart, then you will see that which is hidden from you, and then you will start speaking of what you are seeing, right? But then when the people will hear you saying things that the limited experience, the constrained nature is not able to fathom and access and recognize, then they will reject that. Then the majority of people will reject what you are saying. They will call you crazy or insane or mentally ill. And some of them, maybe a select group of people who have a good nature, they will maybe call you a philosopher. That's the best they could say. But in reality, you're not philosophizing. You are seeing what you are talking about. You are not just making up thoughts. You are seeing. We are just saying what you are seeing. Like when you would describe a physical object or a physical experience. That's where that's what you are doing. And that's the problem of the people, is that they do not accept those kind of experiences, because they want to always delimit the things that you are saying through their own experiences. That's why many of the Sufi saints and many of the Sufi big names, some of them were actual philosophers. Some of them were very rational people, like Ghazali himself. And when they went through the path, and when they witnessed the physical, the spiritual realms and the spiritual truths, they rejected their rationality, and they attacked, for instance, those who believe that rationality and the intellect and the physical experience, that's what that is, and that's what gives you the truth. In reality, I have to. I'm sorry to say this. I'm not attacking philosophy, but I want to just tell you that we have not understand what philosophy is, what falsafa means. Philosophy is to actualize and realize the truths of being, the meanings of existence, is to access them directly and not through a rational procedure, because it is a truth that is based on experiencing and witnessing the meanings that this discipline must be conveying. And what's the mean to that? It is the spirit. It is the spirit that's within you. The spirit exists. The spirit exists, but the conventional, normal human being, what they witness from the spirit is the body. And when they see only the body, they delimit the being of the ontology of the human being to the body. When you delimit the ontology of the human being to the body, then you become a materialistic human being. And then when you reject the spirit, then you reject the luminous truth of your being. But when the spirit is revived, and when the spiritual transmissions happen, because that's the way, that's the mean through which you can witness the light of God, then your spirit will be actualized, and your spirit will have an eye, the eye of the spirit, or called the basira. And that eye, when it opens, it will see that which the spirit is supposed to see. And then you become a spiritual person with a spiritual heart. And this heart will have the faculty of seeing and witnessing the spiritual things, or the spiritual instantiations, spiritual object. So what does the eye of the spirit do, and the spiritual transmission do? It reveals to you that which has been mentioned in the celestial books, like the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible. If the Quran and the Bible talk about angels, then you will see the hidden angels that you can see. If they talk about jinn, then you will see the jinn. You will talk all that realm that's mythological for many people, and maybe just not accepted by others as being at all like existent. Then you will witness that. What is the proof in the Islamic tradition? It is the ascension of the Prophet ﷺ. It's the night journey of the Prophet. And when he went to the Prophet, did that happen in a dream or something? No, it happened physically. That's what we believe. It happened physically. But what does that mean? It happened in one night. He was doing his litanies, his remembrance of God, and then he had this experience of leaving Mecca through Buraq, through like a luminous mount, and then he went instantly to Jerusalem, and he prayed with all the prophets. So in the first phase, you see that here spirits are connecting. When your spirit is you have a living spirit, then that living spirit will connect with other spirits. And then the Prophet ﷺ in the journey, he led the prayers, and all the prophets who were physically dead before, like those people were dead, they prayed behind him. How did that happen? Because this is in this experience that happens when the light of God, you have the light of God, you can experience things with the spirits. And then what happened after? It's more. It's crazier. What happened after is that he ascended to the first heaven, second heaven, to the seventh heaven, and then to the Lord tree of the furthest boundary. And then he brought the Quran, met the prophets, talked to people, went back. All that in an instant, in one night. How would that happen? How can that happen? How can a person can do all these things that are miraculous and witnessing all those beings and talking to all those creatures while they are physically delimited to the conventional human experience? No, you can't do that with your conventional faculties. But when you have the light of God, when your spirit is lit up by the light of God, when you have the exemplification of the light of God, and you work on it, and you perfect it, then you're able to do that in one instant. Because through the light of God that you can journey and do all of this. It's not through your conventional faculties. And this is the same for the famous Sufis that we study about. And to prove this to you is that most of them in the beginning they've never talked about spiritual experiences or ecstatic poetry or ecstatic experiences or visions or ascensions. But then when they went through the path, they started talking about those things. To give you, for example, the example of the 18th century Moroccan famous Sufi Ibn Ajiba from northern Morocco. His training is as a Maliki judge. He was a judge. He was a mathematician, an astrologer. Before he met his Sheikh Mulay al-Arab al-Darqawi, he was just any other scholar, good in his field, but he didn't have any spirituality, or like he never talked about spirituality in the way he did after he went through the path. After he experienced the spiritual seclusion, went through that, that's where all those beautiful things that we read today came. It's after going through the path that he wrote his exegesis of the Quran, his beautiful aphorisms, his commentary on Ibn Ajiba aphorisms. It is when they experienced the hidden realms, that's where they, when they tasted those truths and they witnessed them, that's where they started talking about them. That proves us that there is a means, there is something that makes you and enables you to turn from someone who is a conventional human being to someone who is able to taste and witness that which is beyond the veil of the physical experience. And when you access that when you have that spiritual experience and when you start like witnessing that which is veiled from you, and then you start talking about it, then the people who are supposed to be rational, they will call you crazy. They will call you majnoon. They will call you insane. They will call you mentally ill. Just like Qais, Majnoon, and Layla of the story. Qais in reality, he did not just witness the physical beauty of Layla. He was not attached to the physical beauty of Layla, but he witnessed the disclosure of the divine beauty that was carried by Layla. Layla herself, she was not beautiful. She did not deserve all this love. But Qais, Majnoon, he was able to dive within this physical manifestation and beyond the veil, beyond the image, find the truth, the divine truth, or like the spiritual truth that emanated it. And that's why he did this in the night, in his seclusion, and in the day he would say all this poetry, all this ecstatic poetry about Layla. Layla is the symbolism. It is Layla in English is night, and it is the word Layla is a name for a female, but it also means night. So in the night of the hidden spiritual realm, this Majnoon he dived into this concealed realm. He dived really deep until he found the treasure. And when he came out during the day from this hidden, obscure, unaccessed and untouched realm, he revealed that which he found through his night vigil. This truth is hidden. It is veiled through a night. It is obscure to those who can't dive within it and find it. But those who dive into it and who know how to swim and go really deep and come out and see what's inside it and then come out, then they cannot stop from describing what they found in it. Even if they try, they wouldn't. Imam Ali, the cousin of the Prophet and his son-in-law, has a famous saying that says, the Gnostic, when we recognize the Gnostic at the moment he speaks, because their speech usually would be around the things that they have experienced spiritually. They can't hold their tongues. And if they try to hold themselves and not speak at all, then we would recognize that we would recognize them in their day. Within a day, we will recognize a Gnostic if they don't talk. Why? Because the fact of concealing what they've witnessed is so tenuous and so difficult, to the point that you see how the way they behave around people is different from those who did not have those experiences. The Gnostics, and they realized Sufis, when they brought down those gems and those truths, and they started writing metaphysics, talking about them. Not the right metaphysics, talking about them in their different theological treatises. Some called them philosophers. Some call them, these are people talking beyond the intellect. Some people are saying that these are people who are endowed with a great sense of creativity. But in reality, they're just describing what they see. They're just describing the realities they witness. And they're so dedicated to those hidden treasures, to the point that they even would, when they would never reject the truths that they've witnessed. Like Hallaj, for instance, he was executed, and he never rejected his writings. Other great masters too, because when you find the truth, you would be ready to give up all that is valuable in your eyes for it, because nothing is more valuable than that which you have found. And what is valuable for any human being? It is themselves. So if you find the truth, then your body, your dignity, you're able to give up all of that for the sake of that which you have, that has been unveiled for you. But for those who have, but about their traces, the things that they've left, some of them have accepted, some of them have not accepted it, some of them it has been a reason for them to find the truth, some of them has been a reason for them to reject the truth. It's not that. Those people would not find the truth unless they have the same experiences. It is like honey. You only know the taste of honey only when you taste it. For the philosopher to be a true philosopher, then they have to have certainty in their beliefs. They have to have true certainty of what they're talking about. It shouldn't just be discourse. It shouldn't be just speech and discourse and writing. The person who is a true philosopher, because a philosopher is supposed to be the one who conveys the truth, right? When they should write when what they believe in, it should be for them, and what they write, and it should be like a hadith qudsi for them. It should be like a truth for them. It should be like something that is certain. They have to have certainty in whatever they're saying. But if they don't have an actual certainty about what they are talking about, just merely discourse, then that's not what we are talking about. And those who write about, who believe with certainty in that which has been conveyed by the Sufis, then those are, then when the person does that, when they believe in that and have conviction that these are truths, this is not just a matter of discourse, then that person enters the circle of iman, the circle of belief, as described in the verse, right? And when the person believe in the unseen, believe in the hidden truths and realities, then what happens when they become amongst when he realized this station, then God will put in their path a wali, a saint, that will take them out from the darknesses into the light, and they will realize, they will witness that which has been veiled from them. And then when they witness that which has been veiled for them, and they walk through the path, and they will see what they see, they will find and witness the truth. And then when they witness the truth, they won't be able to reject it. And when they realize the truth, they will realize that it's only meant for a select group of people that God has chosen pre-eternally. Let's see if there is other questions from the audience.